off work, and yesterday I was so tired. So tired. I fell asleep right when I got home from work. Probably it was all the late night streams. But I'm here now, and I decided, since I did a pastel painting of Lucifer, I was going to go ahead and do Lilith. I've been hearing so much about Lilith from different live streamers over here on YouTube. It intrigued me. I'll do a candle tomorrow, and then I have pottery sets coming. So that'll be exciting. You guys can watch me make my first pottery thing. I've never made pottery before, but we'll see how this goes. You never know. It could go real bad or real good. Alright. Now I got my little pencil sharpener here, thank God. Oh, hello, how are you? I'm doing tarot card readings also, but I'm going to start this pastel painting of Lilith. I've been following this live streamer over here. He has so many subscriptions, and he does a lot of biblical stuff. Oh, hi, Lily the dog. How are you? And he got me so intrigued about Lilith and the true story about Adam and Eve and all this that I had to draw her. Since I already did Lucifer, I said, why not? Oh, well, thank you. I don't know if you've seen my Lucifer. Oh my God. Let me go grab it. I got a whole pile. You haven't been here for a while, Lily. Alright, hang on. This. Here it is. Yeah, I got. Here, I'm getting Lucifer out for you. I ended up doing that. I was very proud of myself. Very proud of myself for that one. I'm not really. I tried. I've been doing Disney for so long because they say when you're starting out and you're sketching, you like it. I couldn't believe I did it. Lucifer's a hard sketch. Oh my God, Lucifer's hard. You got to do a lot of roses. I recommend roses because they're so detailed, and they're kind of easy if you kind of mess up a little bit and you can fix it. And then if you get really good at freehanding roses, you could start other things. And then Disney and anime. And once you nail all that, then you could start other things. But I didn't know if I was ready for Lucifer, but I guess I was. Sometimes you got to go through these kind of steps when you're a sketch artist. And I guess that's what I am. I do like painting though. I enjoy it, but the pastels I seem to really vibe with. But I got this really cool picture of Lilith. I was trying to find one where she didn't look like a damn demon. Because I don't feel she is demon like. It's right there. I'm going to try to get that one done. Because I mean, she just represents. Oh, you don't watch anime? I watch everything. I watch everything, and I like to learn and see what's out there. I'm a very curious person, Lily. I really am. I always watched YouTube. YouTube is one of the things I watch the most. Only Pokemon sometimes. Oh my God, my kids have watched Pokemon so much. That Pokemon movie when it came out. Oh yes, My kids love Pokemon. I mean, when they were younger, but my oldest right now is 31 years old, so, and my youngest is 21. So that's how that goes. So, but yeah, they were. I'm very acquainted with the Pokemon. Pokemon's very interesting. I mean, we'll see. I'm gonna try to get her face because she's such an interesting character. All through it, people fight over Lilith. They really do. You either hate her or love her. And the thing is, I don't feel anybody should hate anybody. We don't know enough about Lilith. We just don't know people. I'm not a judgy person at all. I don't judge anybody for anything. And I am like big on not judging people. And I don't feel anybody should judge anything. And what gets me is I was over here and I watch different types of things over here on YouTube, and I guess the Satanists, they want a church, and okay, and then I've researched a little bit about their religion. I can't say I'm one thing or another because I'm really not. I know it sounds terrible, but I'm just not. I was raised in Catholic ways, but I really can't say that I fully agree with the Catholics either. Because a lot of times those guys get very judgy. Catholics can be like the most judgy people on the planet. And I say this because I know because I went to Catholic school and everything else. But Lilith is one thing that the Catholic Church always fights over. And they just don't like her and they make all this stuff with the serpent and that with her. What if she was just a woman that opposed, that wanted to rebel? And we all know how Catholics were. They won't even allow a woman to have any kind of power. And they literally sat there and burned witches and all this other stuff. So, that's my thing. I feel that they're way too judgy a lot of times. But this is just me. Alright. I'm trying to get the side view of this face. This is sometimes the trickiest part and the most nerve wracking part because human faces can be very hard. Very hard. Oh, can they be hard? But I'm going to see. I mean, I was able to do Lucifer. Let's see what I could do here. But yeah. Are you Subway? Why would I be a restaurant? Isn't Subway a restaurant? I'm not a restaurant. But yeah, these Satanists, I guess, they're given to the community, and I guess it's in the Bible Belt where they want to open this church, and they had their own money for the church. That they did. They had all their own money for this church and everything. And I looked it up. They're not sacrificing animals and just all this different stuff. They're not. So I was like, okay. And they're against all the LGBT community, against the bad. And the LGBT community, they like them. So You got the LGBT community in general liking these guys, and I guess they're giving money to the community and all this. And they paid for all their own stuff, all of it. And the thing is, unhandled exception. I just don't understand why people just can't let things be. Because I was on live stream with someone else, and I guess he was at his temple, whatever they were worshiping. They killed a cow. And anyways, I don't judge. I don't. I don't feel anybody should judge, and I tell you guys that you guys shouldn't either. Because it says right in the Bible, if you're a Bible person, don't judge unless you want to be judged. It's just it's right there. And what do these priests do all the time? They judge. They judge bad. They're real judgy, these guys. And the whole community's like, all the Christians are protesting these guys, and they're going around handing people food and just doing general nice things. So, and I was around when the war of the Middle East, when it was in its around the Bush years, when it was full compass and all these different things. And the thing is that we judged a lot on the Middle East. We really did. There was times where we would literally, where Americans would call them terrorists. It was terrible, and I used to have some friends of Middle Eastern descent, and her parents didn't like us being friends because they just hated Americans at that time. I never judged her. She never judged me. I was an American, and and she was going to her country and getting married and stuff, and I I got, and she didn't really eat pork or nothing. But anywho, I didn't judge her, and I just don't think these groups should judge people. I just don't like when they do that. It's always the Christians, always. And they always tell you, the Christians, all the time. They will tell you to all the time to find Jesus and this and that. But they will go around and do all kinds of stuff. I don't get it. I really, really just don't get it. But this is just me. But I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, if they're going to be peaceful, so what if they don't believe exactly what they wanted to believe? I mean, it is what it is. It really is. They're not going away. They rented an entire building, and they did what they were supposed to do. Then you got all these Christians around fighting with them, and they're feeding the people, the community, and everything else. But being the Bible Belt, these are how sometimes these things roll. I don't know why. It's just the way it is. But the thing is if I can live through the years of when all the Bush years, through all those wars, and not judge people, I think that they could maybe not judge somebody. That's all I'm saying. I'm sketching this snake around her now because it's really cool. It's a really cool picture. So I figure I'm still gonna see if I can do this some damn justice too. But But yeah, I was sitting there and they had a whole YouTube video about it. And the thing is, we're supposed to respect everybody's ideals. I mean, no one liked Hitler because Hitler tried to impose his own rules. But, and I'm not saying Hitler was had the best ideas. He, the Holocaust. I get it. It was terrible, the Holocaust. But at the same token, it's like what are we doing? I mean, that's the thing. I think people just don't realize what they're doing. And maybe if they realized what they were doing, I mean, no one sits there and says anything to them. They say, well, good, if that's what you believe, that's what you believe. And they let it go. Some of these groups, I don't know. I just don't get it, I guess. But I guess some things I just don't get. I don't get why people abuse animals. I don't get why they punch them in the head. They're in every YouTube video. These poor dogs that were punched in the head and had all this stuff going on. I don't get that either. That I don't get. I don't think I'm supposed to get it. I'm just kind of freehanding this snake and putting some cool little stuff in here. But yeah, I've been watching that, and then I've been watching about the orca whales. I guess there was 6 trainers that was eaten alive by the orca whales. SeaWorld, I seen that one. I was actually vacationing there when when the kids were little, and in the stadium we were waiting for the lady to come up off the water because she was doing a trick with Shamu, which wasn't Shamu, it was a whole other whale, but they called it the orca whale Shamu. And it ended up, I guess we were in the stands and I didn't see the blood in the water, but I'd seen that they actually wanted to take my camera and all this stuff. I was not giving them my camera. I don't know who the hell they thought they were dealing with, but I was just not. It wasn't happening. But but yeah, I do remember that. And the thing is of these hate groups, you can't impose your views on other people. You can't. And it's not right to go hitting punching dogs in the head either, and it's not right to judge people for their religious beliefs, no matter how much you don't like it or what you think is good, because then you're in a sense becoming a dictator. And sometimes I think some of these guys in the religious community like to be dictators. I mean, who are you to judge who people love and don't love? Because we can't. Because no one told you before you got, whoever, like if you got married, no one asked you or judged you on that. They didn't judge them on their husbands and wives, so I don't know why they judge all these other people. Okay. It was the husband ringing in. Somebody decided, I don't know what happened, but the front door of my apartment building is like totally broke. But yeah, that's what I've been doing, watching just these different breaking news about people wanting to put a church together and not getting the church. Orca whales. And my thing is, the whales, I don't feel they should be performing any of these whales because they're very smart. Orca whales in the wild could live up to 100 years. They really can. And the thing is, I feel like it's abuse. People sit there and go, "Oh, an orca whale," and then they put them in this little tank. And I guess this one orca whale was born in captivity, and he snapped, and he literally ate his trainer whole. But I feel like when we put certain animals in captivity, it does something to them. Some animals cannot be in captivity. They can't. Maybe domesticated animals, but something like a whale, they're wild. They got that wild instinct, and when they're agitated or they don't like that they can't leave, and they go mad. And us as humans, we want to take advantage of, oh, they can jump up in the water, we can get this trainer to get them do this and that. I just think it's very cruel. It is. Zoos, I mean, I'm not a fan of them. I feel like there should be some zoos because they help endangered species. Oh, hello, Antonio. How you doing? Oh, from India. Okay. How you doing? Yeah, I was tired yesterday, Antonio. I was very tired. I work a lot at the damn crazy hospital. And I was so tired from just having a different schedule because I be sketching and doing my arts and crafts. I'm going to be doing pottery soon. I got a set that's coming in. So you guys could watch me make my first pottery stuff. And then I'm thinking about painting the pottery. I think that would be fun. But yeah, these orca whales, I love whales. I really do. They're some of my favorite creatures. And the thing is I don't like that they have to be caged up in all this, and they wonder why they turn against the humans. Animals are not stupid. They will turn against you if they know that they're not being treated right. They know they're supposed to be out there in the ocean. They know this. It's their instinct, and we keep them in captivity and do that, and they're eating the trainers. And the trainers even did logs where they were afraid to get in the water, especially the one male trainer that was ate alive whole. In some of the documentaries, and I guess since they wanted to make money, of course, it all comes to money. They made this trainer get in the water, and they said he'd be fine and this and that. And I guess they went through some of the performance, and he felt really uneasy about it, but they made him do this. And from what I gathered in the tape, I guess it started out okay, their performance, because he was a really good animal trainer. But he was kind of going crazy, the orca, and he trapped him underwater, and there was blood, and he did come up to the surface for like, I think it was for just a few minutes, and his head was all full of blood, and that was the last anybody seen of him. It was very sad, very sad. I feel bad for his death, but yeah, these are animals that need to be in the ocean. And I feel that the United States, and I think other countries, have like Sea Worlds and all that too, because one wasn't American, it was a whole other park, and it wasn't in the United States. But anywho, I feel that they need somehow these things need to stop. And I'm just like that because I'm for animal rights, and I just I just don't feel it's good. It's good for the animals at all. I don't. I feel it's really bad for them. I feel it's bad for the trainers, honestly, if you think about it. I mean, these trainers know when they don't feel right about it, and people still are, for the love of money, are just still wanting to exploit animals. And I don't think we were meant to do that. But we do. We exploit people. And I guess this human trafficking is pretty damn big because from what I hear, Americans are worth a lot of money when you go to other countries. When they do this human trafficking, I was listening to these other live streamers. They're pretty, over here, they're pretty forthcoming. And I guess Americans are worth a lot of money. So that's what I hear. So I don't know. I don't know. It's just it's crazy, and I do watch crazy things at times. But yeah, I was very upset that. I mean, I get it that this guy was. I get it, but they should listen to this trainer. I know that and I guess they made him go because there was 5,000 people in the audience. So if you have 5,000 people in the audience, it's okay. This is what I don't understand. It's okay to sit there and then things like that happen. And what about his life? I mean, I'm sure he did not want to die from being eaten alive from an orca. Nobody wants this. Nobody at all. But it happened. And I don't know. I just think it's terrible. I guess we'll just go with it. It is downright awful. I got this so far. I don't know if you guys can see that. I do like sketching on this one. Oh, hello, everybody. All right, fix 38. Play, please. Oh, hello. How you doing? But yeah, I don't at this time of my life. It's all right. Where this start is where mouth is. I think I'm gonna start trying to center this way. I have bad eye placement sometimes. I feel that's the hardest part. But but yeah, I feel bad for these animals we put in captivity. I mean, zoos I guess are fine if we were meant to bring them out from the wild somewhere else. To keep them in the zoo all the time, I feel is cruel and unusual punishment. I think we should fix our wildlife and let them free. We're free, so why can't they be free? I guess that's where I'm at with that. I feel if we could be free, why can't they be free? And there's a way we should be able to coexist with them. I don't, I know I'm probably echoing words that we have said for years, and I probably am, but I'm not wrong. I'm not. And I don't feel this is a bad practice. I feel that we should try to do something so these guys could be free in the world and be happy again. And we need to take care of this garbage problem. I don't know how we're going to do the garbage problem. Even garbage is going in space. It's in the water, it's in space. It's a lot of different places. So her eyebrows are arching this way. So we're going to do this. I'm going to arch that baby this way because it's a real light brush. And this goes here. Face isn't turning out bad. Alright. Alright, and now this gets shaded this way. Comes down here. But I don't know, it's just been bothering me about all this kind of stuff. I do think of trivial stuff all the time, but to me it's not trivial. Not at all. I feel things like this are important for us to understand, I guess you could say. I feel we should understand our fellow man, we should understand the animals around us, and respect our environment. This is what I feel we should respect, and I feel sometimes we just don't. And it makes me sad to think that we've come this far in our existence for that. And it's very sad. All right, I gotta move this nose over. The nose was very nice, but it wasn't in the right spot with the eyes. That's what I talk about with you guys, with trying to get the right spot for things. Sometimes you gotta get the right angles, or everything gets kind of turned around because we got the side view of Loveless, and she's going to be very beautiful. But yeah, that was bothering me. And there was a lot of movements about the orca whales. There really was. When this happened at SeaWorld, there was a lot of people that was not happy and was talking crap, and it got fixed. I don't even think they allow live performances where people are in the water anymore. And the guy always felt bad because, he loved animals, and I get it. I do. I get it. People love it, their animal. I love animals too. I don't know if I'd want to get in the water with them, but I do love animals though. I don't I would not want to get into the water with a shark, a orca whale, or any of them. I'm good. Okay, I got half of an eye. Got one eyeball. It's getting there. But yeah, these kind of I do watch these kind of things a lot. And it does make me very sad. See, some of this is digital art. That's why it doesn't always come out exactly like the picture. I don't believe in digital art. I believe we should try to do our own art. I believe as humans we should try to do it with our own two hands. I'm all for doing everything with your own two hands. That's why I'm going to be doing this pottery when it comes in. I'm even doing my own candles. Because I'll tell you, folks, if you guys like candles, I was, I'm always doing something. At work, all my friends tell me I do too much. And I probably honestly do. And I'm okay with that. I do a lot. Anyways, but, anywho, when you go to do the mixtures for the candle recipes, the thing with that is they will show you how to like save on a recipe or put less and just things like that. And the thing is why would you want to put less incense? Not incense, but the essential oils in there. That's what makes your whole candle nice. It really is. It's what makes it really pretty. So, I guess that's where I was at, and I feel you get cheated. And you don't want to get cheated through things. Oh my god, they're nudging me on TikTok. Alright, alright, I gotta fix this angle. There we go. This is better. I'm gonna pull this out and start shading this way. I'm still gonna use these pastels. That I am. I'm always using pastels. They're the best thing when you're sketching. They really are. To get color and just do little dramatic flares. But I do like to do my baseline sketching. I prefer to do it with a pencil. I feel it gives it a lot of direction. So when you get your little pastels and stuff out, it's just that much better. But yeah, this is what I was doing like all day yesterday. And it was sad because I think orca whales are gorgeous. I really do. I think they're very beautiful creatures. They're one of my favorite whales. I do like the blue whale, but I love the majestic of them. And I don't know, I just feel like everybody puts them aside, throws them in a tank, and takes them from their mother. And they're very sociable animals. Very sociable animals. These guys are they want to be with their pack. They want to be with their mom. It's what they do. And we take things from them. And it's just not fair what we do to these poor animals. It really is not. I want to play around with black and white based things. So I'm going to probably start with putting my black soft pastels on there because Lilith is coming along very well. Here, she looks very pretty. I got that so far. 40 minutes, got that. But, but yeah, that's where I was at yesterday. In all of my exhaustion, I was just watching all these orca whales being abused by the hands of humans, on top of all this other stuff going on in the world. But yeah, there. All this is just going to be pure black and white. I'm just gonna see how this turns out too. Bringing this over here. I just like to play around with things sometimes. As I see these incredible sketches, and I'm like, you know what? If I made it this or went and did it this way, it might be good. They always say that Lilith has flowing black hair, so we're gonna go with that. And it's never gonna be just like the digital art. I'm just not a fan of this digital art. I think the digital art is, I mean, it's nice, but I feel that we need to be able to do things on our own. Make our own candles, make our own soaps. Because what if the world ended, folks, as we know it? What would you do? What would you do if you couldn't get your, if you couldn't go to the dollar store, or you couldn't go to Walmart, or you couldn't go to Amazon and get your supplies? What would you do? I guess that's the question of the hour. I know people like to go to art galleries and this or that. I mean, would you make your own art? I mean, why fight over supplies when you can honestly make it or trade and barter? That's my thing. Why not? I'm that person that will tell you, but why not? Because sometimes the world around you is a different kind of place. Alright, I'm just gonna do a slight thing here. I'm just gonna do some basic shading here. Real light pastels for the eyes. We don't want to cover too much detail here. Just want a little bit of shading, not a lot. The black sometimes isn't the best. Alright, well, I kind of went that way. Alright. Let's start doing white now. And get this fixed up here. But yeah, if the world ended, what would you do? Where would you go? What would you do? I mean, I'm sure everybody would probably be hoarding spots to go. That's expected, honestly. I feel everybody, if the world was, the computers ended and it was just humans, I feel there would people would just probably they'd get ugly for a while. I do feel that. People always turn things into the worst. But I just take this white pastel and I'm just rubbing these sides here. I'm trying to get all this in here. You don't want it to come off too dark. Yeah, you don't. You want this to be nice. I'm just gonna probably put this by the nose here. Alright, I might have to redo a couple things on there. And you could do that. You could come and you can redo the lips. And you could do things like this. I'm going to try to erase some of this here. This is a good thing with pastels. You can erase some things also. Or we could try to fix it up with a little bit of marker or pen. I'm going to use this pen actually. Take this pen, put it right over here. I'm going to take the pen here. Just take a pen, all those millions of pens you have around the house. Since we're doing a black and white thing, you don't want to quite get the other stuff out, you can do that too. Bring this out this way. And just use your black pen just to get these features out here. Okay. And then we're just taking the nose right there. Just keep moving around with your pen if you mess it up, and I did mess it up, and that's okay because I'm taking my pen and fixing it. Those pastels, this happens sometimes. It's life. But we're just fixing this up with the pen. And we're just extending it out and making it a little bit bigger, that's it. And it's okay, she can have, it's a black and white based sketch with the pastels, so it's okay. Because I'm still going to try to get that fisherman scene done. So I figured why not try to do a couple things. Play around with other stuff. Okay. I just want to bring here. You don't want that eyeball too big. But you want it defined a little bit. I got all these shitty pens from what we'd like to call the asylum. It really isn't the asylum, but we like to call it that, us healthcare workers. But see, I fixed up her face a little. And this is with pen. Oh, hi, Pau Carl. How you doing? I'm doing Lilith. I decided since I did Lucifer. Oh, you missed on the Lucifer one. I did that one last live stream. I figured why not do Lilith? Every when I was in the stream, Carl, people were saying they were gonna pray for me. And the thing is, I follow other live streamers over here. And there's this one. He was a Christian, but he chose to he does believe in God and all that, but he researched things and he says, how do we know Lilith is bad? How do we know? And he has so many subscribers, so many. Oh my god, he is so popular. Got like almost, I don't know, he has way over 300,000 subscribers, but he is like very insightful. And we don't know. And he's not wrong. How do we know they're bad? Just because in the Dark Ages they said they were bad, and like a lot of times in the Dark Ages they said women were horrible. And this is the way life was. And these are the same people that burned witches, so I don't know if I don't think we could say he's totally wrong, you know? And yeah, I know. My first actual human. Well, human form. It's a male torso. I mean, I figured, and I brought it with Lucifer, and then here's Lilith so far. I'm trying to get in the background. I might do the 5-star in here. I'm not sure. I'm thinking about doing a 5-star. I'm gonna rub this in. But yeah, and then they literally, Carl, they were saying that I should take Jesus as my savior and everything else because they were worried about my soul in my last one. And the thing is my soul is just fine. I'm not out here. I'm not out here being mean to puppies and stuff and doing all these weird things. I'm not. But I don't know, some people. That's not bad.
Back up. Back up, Chong.
Oh, did you see the front door?
Yeah.
I don't know who could have done that.
I went to that front door. I didn't go all the way in the back. So fuck that.
You could have broke the door even worse.
Who?
Just trying to move it.
Michelle, I did. It fell off the hinges. There's
Oh.
a few things I learned when I did maintenance. The top part, Michelle, no one broke it. It's the old door. I just put new hinges on the left side. So I put it back so the door will be closed so no squirrels or any animals or skunks could get in here. You want that?
I don't want that.
Okay. But I put it back that it's closed. No one's gonna get hurt because it's still connected to the thing that's holding it on.
Okay, that's fine.
But yeah, the bolt just fucking gave out.
Oh, well, that's good. I thought they were moving a couch or something.
No, that wasn't me.
I don't know. I thought somebody was having a bad day. Alright, and according to Sharon, you rub this in and it's supposed to be picture-like. My other art teacher laugh out loud. And she's not wrong. I rubbed in all the access and then we got that. I'm just going to do a little bit here. It's not horrible. I don't feel Lilith is an ugly demon. I really don't. I feel like she's just not. So why treat this picture like and have her with horns and this and that? This is what the church wants you to think but she actually embodies female energy. And this is the thing. I think that the church does not like this type of thing, and this is why they really hated her this much. Now I'm going to make this a little bit darker, this area. So you take this, according to all my residents that are famous artists, this is they say what you do, and I'm sure they're right because they got to be better than me. She got her own little studio type thing in a store, and Sharon's, when she didn't have dementia, her pictures that she made, people would give her portraits of things that they wanted her to make out in pastels, and she'd make like $1,000 just doing pastels and just doing this type of thing. Alright, this is supposed to be the two-toned. That's how that goes. And then you just take it like this. I'm taking this way. I'm shadowing it out. Moving it that way. This is another method. And then you go around in circles. It's supposed to like give it a more picture-like appearance when you have, and I'm using black soft pastels. I feel it's for more of a sketch artist. I think it's better for me, but you can use chalk according to Sharon. And she's the authority on this. I'm not. I'm just learning from her. Well, this is kind of how they execute these kind of paintings, I guess you could say. And you kind of want to do the different tones. And then she has dark flowing hair. So we want to take this right up in here. Just do another little line. So we want to show and then do the same thing. We're going to go in a nice circular motion away from the face because I don't want her. She has ivory skin, so we don't want to make it too bad here. There we go. I'm going to do that to get that nice little tone to it. And it draws attention to your drawing. This is if you don't want to put a bunch of color into it. And it's okay if you don't. Some people like it like this. There's art lovers out there that really just like their stuff like this. And really that's okay. And then you just take all the chalk on your hands and then try to rub it in this way as much as you can to get this some color. That's what you want, kind of what you want to do. We're going to do this again for the inside of her hair. Just like that. And then go around in the circles. You only need a little bit, especially with the black pastels, with the soft pastel thingies. You only need that little tiny bit, and it goes a long way. It really does. Alright. Now we're going to do more dark pronounced lines this way. That's kind of what we want to do because her hair is dark. She got black flowing hair. She's supposed to be very gorgeous. She's the first wife of Adam. And apparently the live streamer I listened to over here on YouTube, she was equal to Adam. And that's why he says the Christians and everybody depicts her in such a bad way, according to him, because she's equal. And that's why they had Eve, because Eve was made from Adam, which means that she was not equal. And I guess that's kind of what they want to promote, is that you're property of your husband. So I guess it makes sense. They are sexist. I will give them that. They're very. It's the Roman Catholics are very sexist, and people really were in the Middle Ages. Women were more property than anything, and this is true facts. I know I was a history major in college, so I know about. I know about history. That's why, and it took to the 1940s for women to get the right to vote. And it's a shame because some women, I don't know, some women could be better attitude and more appreciative of the rights women have today compared to what they used to have, but not so much anymore. See, she looks very pretty now. We got that. And you don't want to go totally like dark, dark. You want to show tones of her hair being darker, and that's it. Just subtle tones. So you come around the sides. And you could do this, apply it just a little at a time. Just a little at a time if you want. Because it's kind of what you want to do. Just small amounts. Because she has her hairs over here. And you want to get that. And then her hair stems over here too. So I want to get where it's dark right here. She's supposed to be very gorgeous with this dark flowing hair. So we gotta bring justice to her hair. There we go. And kind of add some mystery to her face because she is a very mystical character with a lot of mystery. But we want to give her that enduring prettiness too. That's why I chose this one to paint of Lilith. Because in my mind's eye, she's just a really pretty, beautiful woman. The church, of course, would probably puts her as a demon with horns because she's a threat to them, because they don't want people to have freedom a lot of times, especially in medieval times. Alright, up here we're just going to do a little more dark shading for this hair. And you want to go in on the side and you're shading in so you can get that nice defining stuff, because that's kind of where you want to go with this. There we go. A little more here. You kind of want to show that it's black hair. There. Get this here. And the snake looks really cool. Lilith always has a snake. That's one of her defining things. And this live streamer too told me that, was saying, not me, but he was telling the audience that the snake is truth. And it very well could have been. And they said that Lilith, they had these daughters. And the first daughter was a secret daughter that could see all the bad people, so she was protected. It's a very interesting lecture he puts on, which really, I guess, on YouTube you wouldn't call it a lecture, but it kind of reminded me a little bit of a lecture, and that's okay. I like lectures. I'm astute in school, and I enjoy school activities and things of this sort. So it didn't bother me. All right, I think we are done with Miss Lilith. And here she is. Lilith from the back. Now I got Lilith and I have Lucifer. It only took me an hour to do this. The one thing she was right. She said the more I did things, the better, the faster I would get at it. This is what this woman told me. That's been my art teacher. And she was not wrong. The more you do it, the faster you get. So now I got a Lilith collection. I started that, and I think I got a really pretty depiction of her also. But I will be back tomorrow. Oh, thank you, Carl. I'm glad you like that. I will be back tomorrow, and I don't have to work Monday, so I can actually stay a little bit longer on there, and I don't gotta worry about being up at 4:30 in the damn morning and everything else. Because my brother's always in a hurry in the morning, because that's who he is. I get to work on time. I get to work early, in fact. So, oh, I will. I'll see you tomorrow. I figured I had to get that out so I feel better about my life. And I'll see you guys tomorrow on stream. I don't know. I'll be drawing something and doing a candle. And I hope everybody is doing well. And I will see you tomorrow.